Alright, welcome back to Arifureta Anime Review, episode number 30. Yep, the 30th episode of this anime review series. And we're here discussing the 36th episode of the anime, which is called Final Labyrinth. And this episode is after the first portion of the final chapter of book number 8, which is, where is it here? The name of the chapter. If I can get to the actual page here. Here we go. Which is called A Changing Heart. Yes, the first portion of the chapter, which was skipped over the last episode. They adapted this very episode here, and they went through, from what I can tell, the entire first chapter of this very book. So, I should put in before starting the episode itself. Now, I heard about this 2 weeks ago. The fact that this episode we're going to have a brand new opening theme song. I love the opening theme song they had before. I thought it was amazing. This one is weird. Like, it's called Compass. And it's a lot of focus on one character. Yes. It's a very slow-moving one. I like the previous one better, in my honest opinion. Yeah, and we have a new ending theme song, known as Metamorphosis. And this one, well, this one focuses on... I kid you not, it focuses on, Shizuku. Yeah, a lot of this focus on Shizuku in this episode. Yeah, the new opening song focus on her. While the previous song, which had been the song for the previous 9 episodes, which is called Unending Wish. I love this opening theme song. I thought it was amazing. When it goes on Shia, it was just pure awesomeness at its finest. Yeah, that's my honest opinion about it. Really good theme song. It's a shame, basically, they switched it because I'm a little surprised they decided to do this. Now, those of you curious, in the previous season of the show, did they have pretty much from start to finish for its season? For season 2. I think it's called Daylight, I think it's called. Yes, I think this song pretty much in the way took up the entire... Because I remember this song for pretty much in the way, like, the entire second season of the show. Yeah, even the OVA. Even the OVA, basically, where the two OVAs they had was always Daylight. Probably because basically it was a really good song. And then for some reason for season 3. Now, I should point out though, the opening song for season 1 is known as Flare. And this is the opening song, I think if I remember correctly, I think it was for the entire first season of the show. This was the opening song. Yeah. So for the entire 13 episodes, that was the first season show, that was the opening song. And you get to this season, which by the way has been amazing so far. And then for some reason, don't really know the reason for it, we have ourselves basically a new song. It's fine. I kind of wish we kept the previous one. I thought that was better. I love Daylight song. My guess is probably the reason why they replaced it because the rest of the season is not focused on Shia. That's who we're focusing on the previous 9 episodes. She got a lot of development. Now it's Suzuku's turn. So we open up with basically Hydra spying on her when she's training. He proceeds also to come near her. She, of course, thinks that Hajime is going to do something very sexual to her, but no, he's just going to improve her blade. And he does. And he's going to also improve Kaku blade and Rinori, that's big bulky guy. Improve their weapons. And then we cut to the airship. Yep, we just all of a sudden cut to the airship, like right after this scene, which is a really good scene between the two of them. And the way it presented this episode is that Shizuku might be developing feelings for Hajime. Yes, that's what you could take away from the scene, is that Hajime thinks she's acting weird. I think she's in love with him, but she can't exactly decide her feeling just yet. So basically, they're on the airship flying to the next labyrinth, because the thing is, Hajime's part was going to last labyrinth anyways, and Kari, Shizuku, Shizu, and Ryoru, they proceed to volunteer to go anyways, because basically they want to prove their worth to Hajime. So basically, they fly there. They even do a training on top of the airship, with of course having, looks like we have this barrier, which I think this is actually Suzu's. She was the one who did it. She's the small girl. So, and then they arrive at this lab, which is basically a frozen labyrinth. And the other reason why these girls don't get cold is because Special Supplies Hajime, which is part of it. We have this funny moment here where it's like, oh, snow! And of course, like, I come from a forest running to a snow bunny, and of course try to do a snow angel, and she falls right through the snow. And the funny bit, I'm glad I kept this in, this was so funny. And the foolish rabbit's never seen again. And I was like, are you not worried about she? Like, oh, she's fine. Yep. And then Hajime, you all jump on the cliff. Suzu's like very nervous, jump on the ship, she's very scared. And then of course Teo proceeds to pick her up and throw off a cliff anyways. And of course Kari Kiku, he basically is he's the last person. Yeah, a lot of focus on him this episode. And they get down there, and of course you have Shia come out of a freaking ice wall, which is where she ended up. And of course Hajime proceeds to just bop her in the head for being kind of an idiot. And then they move on, and now they do cut. There's mention in the book that apparently freed, the demon they first met back in the previous season of the show, that he actually went to this labyrinth. And the fact they discovered dead bodies and the thing. Here is just lots of ice, and then they counter ice monsters. Looks like to be like birds, cat-like creatures. But before that, they get in there and we're like, oh, look at cute little bunny. And then Hajime proceeds to murder all the bunnies. I'm like, I see this. I'm like, we have a light night at Olympus moment. You're thinking, Nick, how do you heck know about that movie? I've seen clips of it. It's a really bizarre movie where the director of the movie tried to make rabbits scary. Yes. Making rabbits many things like so much. Yeah. And of course, basically, she is traumatized by this because now, of course, they changed the line from the book, basically, where Hajime basically, she's like, am I not your girlfriend? He's like, yes. And then they changed it to here to, you're the only bunny for me. And she's like, okay, but she's hiding with you, who's basically comforting her. Because you is probably the first girl who actually accepts she has another lover besides herself. And after they kill all the rabbits, of course, I think they're all become monsters. And apparently he can detect it just by looking at them with his demon eye. Okay. And then, of course, they go to the next area. And then they're attacked by the monsters. Which, of course, this lasts for quite a while. And at one point, basically, you think that, oh, yeah, the walls and the floor and the ceiling might be their enemy. And you would think, basically, oh, he might take out his turn gun like he did 2 episodes ago. Nope, he doesn't do that. He just takes the gun off and then turns to Kari's group. Wait. To Kuki's group, where basically they take on the big monster, who's a giant turtle. And Kiku, basically, his group proceeds to, buy time for him to use the blow on it. And he slices it, but doesn't beat it per se. Of course, but he's heal. And eventually the turtle is destroyed, but then the crystal is picked up by a bird, and then the bird and the crystal destroyed by Shizu. Which, good moment for her. And then a wall opens up to open up a door. Which I read this actually did not happen in the book just yet. With this door. And then they walk through. And then the episode ends with them walking through this hallway, and then of course Kiku is like behind them, and he's like hearing a voice. Where he's like, "What are you talking about?" And that's how the episode ends. Kind of an odd ending to the episode. I tried to look it up and see if this was in the book. No, this ending was completely unoriginal. But I would say they have a pretty good amount in the book. I thought it was kind of weird that they skipped the freed stuff in here. Yes. My guess is that the freed stuff was probably skipped due to time, but they kept a lot of the first chapter in, which I'm kind of surprised about that. And so far, 10 episodes into the season, and, well, they've already adapted like 2 books so far. Well, they didn't adapt the epilogue book 7, but book 8 got a pretty good adaptation. Yeah, I'm actually surprised the fact that book 8 did a really good job with that book. And so far for this book, not bad so far. I mean, well, overall, we only have about 6 more episodes left to go. And someone predicted that we're going to get to book 9, and that proved definitely the case. So, this book will probably take over the rest of the season. Do I think they'll make a book 10? I don't know. If you're curious, how long is this book? Well, it has 4 chapters, plus a prologue. So, next episode is Charging Emotions, which actually is chapter 3 of the book, which is interesting. Yeah. So, I'm really hoping book 9 does not get rushed so I can get book 10. I really hope not. But we will find out and see when it comes next week's episode. Oh, they keep a whole thing in here with, there was a line that, Haitama said to Kiku about his sword, because he had a holy sword, he just maintenance on it. Which, yeah, a lot of the scene on the airship is pretty accurate to the book, which, you're like, okay, interesting. Yes, and I'm definitely looking forward to the remaining 6 episodes for the season. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, and also the fact that they cut the fact that in the book, basically, I read some line now, I just didn't notice this. So, in between books, Shia and it's kind of revealed in the books per se, it's implied that Shia and Haitama slept together. Something she's wanted since book 2 of the series. And it takes the book out between books 8 and 9 for this to happen. And Yu was just open to it. She's basically very happy for Shia. Despite the fact that she's number 1. She's number 2. Yep. There's also jokes in here about her being the worthless rabbit again. Which you think, like, wait a minute. Are they basically degrading her to the level of season 1? No. That's actually not the fault of the anime for this particular situation. This actually is the fault of the light novel. They did this too. In the book itself, but still enjoying the season overall. And of course, I had to bring up that little scene there. Also, there's mention here about going after Mew after getting this one, which that should be interesting given the fact that basically she's implied to be captured at the end of the previous episode. But we'll find out more as the season goes on. So, given how many books will be adapted after like they finished up book 9, which is like roughly 5, so I'm guessing that if they do a season 4, it's probably gonna be books 10 to maybe like 10, 11, 12, maybe 13. If they do 4 books, given the story content of that thing, I think it would be best to, or here's something, if they do just 2 books for one season, or maybe 3, if they do 2, that'd be fine. If you do 2, that'd be perfectly fine. It would give more time, but you probably have to shorten the season from like 16 episodes, unless you want to have a full season down to like 5 books, which I don't think that Studio do that. No. But we'll find out more when the season wraps up, which it's not going to wrap up to next month at this point. Actually, no. I think we'll wrap up to like, I think maybe next month. Let me take a look at that. Just to be sure about that. Let's see. 1. So, this will wrap up at the end of next month. Yes. That's when the season will wrap up, which will be about 2 weeks after they wrap up Izora Trico's Dungeon. Excuse me. I do think so. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting when they officially wrap this stuff up. Oh yeah, definitely. But this weekend, of course. Now, in case you're curious, though, like at the finish, the last 2 anime to cover here are just Bleach and Case Closed. I probably won't cover those until tomorrow evening. Yep, because tomorrow's Christmas Day. Yep, and hopefully review some of Jaspion at that point. Yep. And plus, we're going to Christmas, I'll discuss about Hall tomorrow. Yep. So yeah, that's been a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do this one. I'll see you tomorrow for the videos. Okay, next video. Bye.